Week 23 of the fantasy basketball season. And going into the finals here, here's a few guards I looked at this week going into championship week for most fantasy leagues. The first guy, Jose Alvarado, the New Orleans Pelicans. I mentioned Alvarado last week as a pickup, and he's been added in 35% of fantasy leagues. But right here, he's been playing great basketball over the last few weeks. On the season, 6.2 points a game, 1.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.3 steals a game, 43% from the field. But the last couple weeks here for Alvarado, 12.4 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 2.4 steals a game, 1.1 threes, and 47% from the field. So he's going out there and he's giving fantasy owners many categories and playing pretty big minutes as well, about 30 minutes a game here for this Pelican team. So the last few games here for Alvarado, March 24th versus the Bulls, 15 points, a rebound, 7 assists, 3 steals, 2 threes, 50% from the field. March 26th versus San Antonio, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a block, 2 threes, 52% from the field. And March 27th versus the Lakers, 6 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and 50% from the field. So he was off a little bit versus the Lakers in that ball game, but he's been playing good and he's really emerged later in the second half of his rookie year. Here's Alvarado. So right now, available in 61% of fantasy leagues. He could give you many categories. He's a guy that gets a lot of steals. He's a good assister, and he's been shooting the basketball better as well from three-point range, and that's how he got to 23 points, which is a career high for him. So Alvarado right now definitely can help fantasy owners, and he's one of the hotter pickups this week. The next guy's Davion Mitchell of the Sacramento Kings. So another rookie here I'm mentioning at the guard position. And Mitchell, he's really taken off over the last few weeks here for the Kings and fantasy owners. On the season, 10.9 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.4 threes a game, and 41% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, he's been one of the better players in fantasy basketball. 20.3 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.3 threes a game, and a reasonable 48% from the field. So right here, he's scoring the basketball at a great pace. He's hitting the three ball, and he's a pretty good rebounder and passer as well, is the rookie Mitchell here. March 20th versus Phoenix, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, 4 threes, 40% from the field. March 23rd at the Pacers, 25 points, a rebound, 7 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 66% from the field. And March 26th at Orlando, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, a block, 2 threes, and 43% from the field. So ever since they traded Tyrese Halliburton in that Sabonis deal, he's getting more playing time, and he's making the most of it. But his playing time's out of control right now, playing about 40 minutes a game here is Mitchell, and he's coming through big time for fantasy owners and the Kings. And right now, he's been added in 37% of fantasy leagues over the last week, but he's still available right now in 47% of leagues, and he's definitely a big pickup this week. The next guard's Immanuel Quickley of the New York Knicks. So Immanuel Quickley, I mentioned him last week on the ad list, and he's really getting it going now over the last few weeks. On the season, 10.6 points a game, 2.9 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.7 threes a game, and 38% from the field. But the last few weeks here for IQ, 15 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 1.9 threes a game, and 44% from the field. So early in the season, Tom Thibodeau wasn't playing Immanuel Quickley after he had a pretty good rookie season last year. But now with Kemba Walker obviously rested and they're sitting him out the rest of the season since the All-Star break, he's really taken off and he's playing great basketball. March 23rd at Charlotte, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 threes, 44% from the field. March 25th at Miami, 23 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 threes, and 50% from the field. And March 27th, the good one at Detroit, 18 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 4 threes, and 40% from the field. So Quickley's playing about 25 minutes a game for this Knicks team. And if you need 3-point shooting, scoring, and a guy who'll get you 3 or 4 assists a game with a decent field goal percentage, I think Quickley's a good add this week here. And he's available in 49% of fantasy leagues. The next guard's Malik Monk of the Los Angeles Lakers. So Monk, it's been an up and down season in his first year with Los Angeles this year. He'll have some big games, and then some nights he won't do anything here is Monk. But on the season, 13.1 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 2.2 threes a game, and 46% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, pretty much the same, these averages. 13.6 points a game, 2.7 boards, 3.1 assists, 1.7 threes a game, and 48% from the field. So if you need some scoring and three-point shooting, that's what Monk specializes in for fantasy owners in this Laker team. A guy that could catch and shoot in the corner, obviously, with teams focusing on Westbrook and LeBron James in the offense. March 21st to Cleveland, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, 50% from the field. March 23rd versus Philly, 23 points, a rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 threes, 50% from the field. And March 27th at the Pelicans, 0.6 assists, a 3 and 53% from the field. So right here, like I mentioned, you need that scoring. He's going to give it to you on most nights. And the three ball is what he specializes in. And he's still available in 52% of fantasy leagues. And the fifth and final guard I looked at this week, Burks and the New York Knicks. So Burks, another guy up and down this season. But this Knicks team, to be honest, they've been playing much better basketball with Quickley and Burks getting more playing time over the last few weeks. On the season, 11.2 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.1 steals a game, 1.8 threes a game, and 38% from the field. But the last few weeks here, 12.4 a game, 4.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.4 steals a game, 2.1 threes, and 41% from the field. So he's giving owners 4 or 5 categories. He's going to score decently. Good three-pointers a game, 2 or 3 a game, and steals and assists he's coming up with as well. So like I mentioned, with Kemba Walker being out of the lineup, these guys are getting more opportunities, and even Randall, the few games he missed, the Knicks won those ball games as well. March 23rd at Charlotte, 17 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, 3 threes, 45% from the field. March 25th at Miami, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 3 threes, 37% from the field. And March 27th at Detroit, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, 3 threes, and 66% from the field. So right now, Burks, he's been added in 9% of fantasy leagues over the last week here, but he's still available in 47% of fantasy leagues. And if you need some categories, he'll definitely come through, and he's very versatile, qualifying at point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. So that's a few guards I look to add here in a crucial finals for most teams in week 23 of the fantasy basketball season.